Good morning, and welcome to Tea Talk and Tea Leaves with me, Matthew Haynes. You can just about see my face. In the background is the tour. Let me just zoom into that. It's a good thing about Instagram. You can go, you can zoom in and stuff. So there's the tour in the background. So obviously I'm in Glastonbury. Well, actually I'm in my van. It's chucking it down with rain, so I didn't really want to do sit out in the rain today. So as you can see, the tour was in the background, but I was going to go from the Abbey today, but things are a bit different. I'll just show you my van. I fitted this out. This is really cool. So and there's the bed where hours and hours of unadulterated laziness takes place, and maybe minutes of the other. So I'm just sat by the side of the road in a lay-by, and this is a good thing about having a van, isn't it? You know. But one of the most important things that I wanted to say was because I was going to go to the Abbey. This road wasn't as busy earlier on. I was going to go to the Abbey, and I was obviously looking into the Abbey and what's going on with the Abbey. And it's there's so many different, and this is actually the same for the whole of Glastonbury. You know, you've got so many different types of religion. You've got spirituality. Morning, Lars. I hope you're good, man. I hope you're good. So you've got lots of different, like religion, spirituality, and all kinds of myths and legends and stuff like that. And actually, do you know what? When it comes to this sort of thing, be it religion, myths, legends, whatever there is, if you decide that it's real for you, then it's real. And if it's not real for you, then it's not real for you. And this is the same when it comes to things like, spirituality. For me, is I consider myself as a spiritual person, but actually, do you know what? This is a classification. I'm going to think, well, this classification that I've labelled myself as. But you know what? Just because meditation, for instance, and I meditate, but it's not really it's labelled as a spiritual practice, but it's not really. It's just something that benefits my life. And like for instance, like yoga, I do a little bit of yoga as well, and that is obviously an intensely spiritual practice, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of people go and do yoga just because it's yoga and they want to stretch and move their body because it's important. So it's only the labels that we put on these things that actually make us who we are and what we believe. So really, my spirituality for me is, I'm kind of questioning it really, because it's actually my natural way. It's not really spirituality as such. Not for me. It's not spirituality. It's just labelled in that way, which is unfortunate. Really unfortunate. So anyway, today, I think it's about really just being who you are. It's about authenticity. Being who you are and what you're about and honouring that, but also just being mindful of people that are around as well. That other people, providing it's not hurting somebody else, providing people just get on and doing their lives, and something that brings happiness into their lives, and that expression of themselves, that's cool as well. Because for me, Glastonbury isn't about a particular myth or legend like King Arthur or Guinevere or Merlin. Merlin is probably still wandering around, by the way. A lot of people would have you believe that. So it's the diversity, and the one thing I love about Glastonbury is that everybody that comes here is on their own pilgrimage from their own perspective, and it's not judged. When you got all kinds of different people that come here, and they're honouring themselves, and they're every from people that take there's an addict side of it, and there's a purity side to it, and that's really cool. That's okay. I don't want to people to be going through any trauma or anything like that, but the diversity that's represented in Glastonbury is it's a representation of the world, and I really feel that we need to, all of us, honour ourselves, but also through honouring ourselves, honour other people. So obviously we're going to do a pick a card of 1 to 3 today, and we're going to do the what's in the box. I'm not revealing what's in the box. That'll get revealed on Monday. And so that's that format. But also as well, I want to talk about so we're going to do an 11-11 portal as well. That's we have to be very mindful of that. So we've got a few minutes, so just have a little chat about this. So I do a lot of things with the emotions, like there's 27 emotions and stuff like that. Okay, emotional responses. So And I figured, you know, I've been mulling this over, and I think this is great. It's great to have that knowledge in the way I was doing things, but actually I want to change a little bit, because I used to do a thing called deliberate happiness. Okay, and deliberate happiness is where you just are deliberately going out of your way to be happy, and that's happy within yourself and happy within other people, you know, around other people. You know, but and it's difficult. This is a thing, because a lot of the time we're stuck in this. You know, and I certainly was. You know, I was in a very negative mindset. My mind was very negative. My thoughts were negative over positive. That was my default setting at the time. At least I thought it was. But actually, the truth of the matter is that when I started this process of deliberate happiness, I changed how I was, and I wanted to understand other people's reactions. And so I was, you know, I was just started off by being in the shop and you're talking to the, you know, the cashier or whatever, and they, you know, say, "Oh, hello, how are you?" You know, like you do, being polite, and especially if you're English, that's what we do. And you know, they'd ask me back, you know, "How are you?" I'd say, "Oh, I'm happy," and the responses were always, you know, "Really? What happened? You know, what happened to make you happy?" I was like, "No, I'm just happy." And they went, you know, and people kind of felt like, you know, the way they were describing things, where it's like they needed permission to be happy. And I think this is true. I think, you know, a lot of the time we do that to ourselves, you know, and we don't allow ourselves to be naturally happy, which is, for me, is the default setting. You know, the default, not default, sorry, default setting. Default's a tool. So yeah, the default setting for me is happiness, and it took me a while to get that. You know, I'm talking about you know, about a month of continuing doing this you know, deliberate happiness thing. But also, when you're speaking to people and they go, "Oh, I'm okay," when actually, you know, when someone says they're okay, and you know, we can all guess and judge by the way they're saying it or what's actually going on within themselves. And they, you know, when someone says I'm okay, it's not happy. It's just, it's that middle line where I'm not really committing either way. I'm okay, but you know, it can, you know, and also, you know, there's people say things like that in order to draw you in, because they need to talk about their, you know, talk about their problems, or they want to let something off the chest. But I found, you know, with myself, that if I actually go through and am deliberately happy, you know, go for the deliberate happiness, then it actually changed my mindset. You know, and it took a little while. Like I say, it took a good month just going through this, to go from that negative thought patterns into a positive thought patterns, where every cloud was black, I had no silver lining, into, you know, even when something bad's happening, you know, something, you know, something even spontaneously bad happens, that, you know, I will automatically change it and put a silver line around it as best I can. You know, as best I can. I'm not saying I'll get it right every single time. So this is the invitation when it comes to the emotions, and this is to understand and see the emotions as they come up within you. Okay. Sorry, that's my alarm. I had to turn my alarm off, so it's 11:10. So we'll get back onto that in a minute. I'll see what cards come up to all the tea. So I'm going to put the kettle on the boil while we do this 11:11 portal. So the 11:11 portal for me is when the universe is taking its snapshot. Okay, I know this sounds a bit silly, because the universe is there 24/7, obviously, but it's when the universe is, for me, is, you know, the universe taking a snapshot of how you are in that emotional state where you are, and it's looking at this point in time to actually send you back and reflect back to you where you are at this point in time. So, you know, this is a good time to be in your heart. So, you know, feeling happiness, joy, grace, gratitude, because it's all those things that are actually, you know, positive in our lives. You know, certainly through with a deliberate happiness, you know, what I've discovered with that, and that gives the opportunity to the universe to actually relay this to you. So this is an intention of showing the universe, actually, I'm in a good space, and please carry on reflecting that to me, giving me opportunities to have this positive reflection that's going on at this time. Okay, so we're about there. Yeah. So for me, this is just simply about just breathing into the heart, being aware of my surroundings, and just feeling that, you know, something that I love, that joy, you know, that love, that compassion and grace, and anything I'm really grateful for. Like, you know, for instance, I can use this van. You know, I'm really grateful for the van. just saying to the universe, yeah, I'm in a good space. Give me more opportunities to be in more good space. Okay, cool. So kettle's boiling. It's getting a bit hot on here actually. That's my kettle. Nice thing. Lovely whistling kettle. There's a bit of fun, isn't it? Let's try and get you out of the window. Yeah, looking at Glastonbury is a lot better looking at me, isn't it? And I am so sunburnt. I was actually working out in the fields, doing the yoni stalls that I make. So Avalon yoni. Sorry, I'm a bit big there. And it was so hot, and I got so sunburnt. It was like a baptism of fire. When you're doing these things that are like a spiritual practice, anything to do with spirituality, and you're making something like that, so and honouring something, you go through the initiation of it. So every time I create a yoni stall on behalf of someone, there is a transition to go through. There's a process of working through stuff. So today's tea is that's good advice anyway, and breathe deep. That is very, very good advice, and that energizes the body, by the way. So compassion creates understanding. Now that's nice. So it says compassion creates, I know it's back to front, compassion creates understanding. So that's obvious what that is. Keep the door open. The traffic's a bit noisy when it goes past, but oh well, never mind. So compassion creates understanding. So compassion, like this is what I was saying about with Glastonbury and the diversity of Glastonbury and what's going on with Glastonbury and all the different types of people from all kinds of different walks of life, be it on a spiritual pilgrimage or whatever they're doing, for whatever angle they're doing it from. And this is the same for everybody in life. And I think, if we can show a little bit of compassion for what people are going through and what they understand and what, because it's right for them, and what's right for us is right for us. So the compassion comes from, if we can understand them a little bit and just give them, that grace that they can feel free to express themselves in the way they need to, provided it's not hurting anybody, then we receive that back as well. And this is really good. And this is the thing about reflection within the universe, and how our mindset actually really does affect what's going on within our reality. So if you're in a negative mindset, the universe will respect that. Okay, it does, and it will reflect it back to you, give you more opportunity to be in that mindset that you're in. Okay, and it's looking for you to have what you want. It's no judgment. It's not saying that you need to be anything in particular, or in a particular way, or be positive or negative. It really doesn't care. Okay, the universe actually wants you to have the experiences that you need to have, and for you to be existing in the way that you feel that you need to exist, and it will reflect those opportunities back for you too. So when you want to change your mindset, it takes a little bit of time for the universe to just to go, okay, I'm going to reshift this to you. Okay, so you've got to stand your ground and go through this positive, these positive changes, and really integrate into your life those positive changes you want, or any change that you want, and then the universe will reflect that back to you. When you stand in your power, the universe will reflect it back. And this is the thing. It's about, this is a good thing about the deliberate happiness, because you get to speak to people, and just through the action of saying I'm happy and being deliberately happy, you get this experience of that interaction with people and seeing other people react, and seeing where people are looking for permission to be happy. And this is a powerful thing, and it blew my mind when I first realized that it's our conditioning out in the world, through TV, through drama, watching TV and things like that actually conditions us in a way that we don't accept happiness. You know, there's so many people out there that don't, you know, and I certainly didn't. You know, and yes, just what a wonderful realisation that I had. You know, I was very lucky I had that realisation, you know. So the tea is breathe deep. Oh, I like that one. So, the what's in the box, okay? So, what's in the box will be revealed on Monday. So, this is intuition. It's not about guesswork, it's about intuition. So, intuition is about, you know, taking yourself into your heart space, sitting in the energy of your heart, in that love, grace, gratitude and ease, and simply asking the question, what's in the box? So this is about, not necessarily about what's getting it right, what's in the box, but it's actually identifying what the ego is trying to talk you into. Okay, so this is the important thing about intuition. You know, obviously we want to get it right. That's great if you get it right, but it's about identifying what is actually going on within your mind and what the ego is doing, and the ego is saying in order to attract you away from that centered heart space, which is where we're meant to be. Okay, and that's what the ego does, you know. So I've spoken a lot about that. So that's an invitation. So I'm going to reveal what that is on Monday, and then I'll put something else in the box. So I'll do the pick a card 1 to 3. These are the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. Now I like these because they're very simple to use. You know, you can use the intuition, but also, you know, they've got writing on the cards, so you know, they're easy to use in that way. But you know, you don't have to pay any attention to the writing. You can just do the intuition side of it, which is also about setting into your heart and setting that correct space. So when I'm doing this, once again, it's always about the positive. Okay, setting the intention for the highest and greatest good for all involved. So anybody that's doing this, please feel free to choose your card, pick a card 1, 2 or 3. So the first card is it's a pink one, 6 of Ariel. Lovely card. Material needs get purified in magical and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. So material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. So this is about, you know, obviously sitting within your heart space and allowing the universe to reflect back that. So that's that card 1. Beautiful card. Card number 2. Blue one by the looks of it. So this is the Knight of Michael. Strong, commitment, intellectual and diligent. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. Sudden changes. So that's a very transitional card, isn't it? That's being very much in your power and making those positive step forwards in whatever you want to do. And card number 3, oh nice, is the Emperor. That's Archangel Uriel. Stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. Oh, that's a powerful card, isn't it? That's really standing in your power and really moving forward and making real positive steps. You know, when this is a commandment card, okay? This is, I am in charge of what's going on. I'm in charge of my destiny, and I'm making those steps forward. So that's cool. That's all cool. I probably won't post the whatchamacallit on that, the book reading. See, these cards and all these things are about intuition, and it's a way that the universe can actually show to you what's going on within your life, you know, and help support you, because the universe is supporting you all the time. This isn't about spirituality, it really isn't. This is about the way things are. Okay, and when you go down, down that rabbit hole, you actually get into a situation where you have the experiences, and when you have the experiences, then you can see that actually there's a lot of truth in this reflection, and then the universe supporting. And it's funny how things work out, and when you're following synchronicities, you know, when things start lining up in your life, you know you're going in the right direction, you know. And it's a big thing, isn't it? You know, you want to change aspects of your life. It's not about changing the whole of your life and just hitting a big reset button. Although, you know, I've done that. That's kind of what I do. You know what I mean? When I get to a point where I've had enough of something, I'll just go, right, I'm doing something different. You know, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to be like that. You can just change little bits and little aspects of your life and drift, you know, carefully and clearly into another direction by changing, you know, smaller aspects of your life, you know. So the tea is going to be obviously an energy update from between here and Monday. So we'll see what that's going to be doing. It's going to be fun. Oh, I can hear the birds. This is a good thing about having a van, you know. You just go off anywhere and just pitch up, do what you want, no issues. Listen to the birds and the helicopters. There's an almost constant military presence in Glastonbury with helicopters flying over, jets, you know, all kinds of things going on here. And I don't know whether it's just because they come, you know, obviously it's a well-known point, isn't it, the tour, but it just seems that there's just a constant presence here, which is a bit of a shame, really. Look at that, flying in formation. And a lesser spotted lorry. But this is what it's like here. Yeah, there's so much military. I don't know if you even saw that. Okay, so I'm going to do the tea leaf reading. So many cyclists out now, isn't there, eh? That's a good thing. So once again, this is always done with the positive energy. So only working with positive energies can influence the tea leaves. 3 times to the right. So 3 times to the right. 1, 2, 3. So this is about setting positive intention, but also about getting the tea leaves around the top. You can do it off the what as well. So I was shown this when I was about, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 7, something like that. That's years of age, not, you know, time. So when I do this, I like to sit within my heart and just sit in that energy of my heart. Okay, this is sunburn. Look how bad that sunburn is. You should see my back. So these energy readings are about how the energy of the planet this time is affecting people, and because, all right, it's not exactly the same for everybody, but generally speaking, this is a good general way of looking at things. Okay, so what I'm getting told is there's more helicopters there. So anyway, what I'm getting told is this is about the upper chakras. Okay, so this is from the heart up and up to the higher chakras. So all the energy is going to affect these. Okay, so it's going to, for a lot of people, it's going to be very strange. Okay, very strange, because the connections we have with that higher aspect, it's going to open up. Okay, so in particular these higher connections. Okay, so obviously you've got the crown chakra, and you've got the soul star and the stellar gateway. Okay, so the soul star, you're going to connect to yourself, so this is going to open up, and there'll be some downloaded information coming into you. You might not necessarily pick up on it like that, but it can make you go a bit funny. And also with the stellar gateway, we're connecting out into the universe. Okay, so you know, this is what's happening at the moment. So with the vibrational shifts of the planet and the Schumann resonance and what's going on at this time, these things are by design, okay, and it's designed to actually clear the human energy system, right? Designed to clear our energy field, the physical body of negativity, of denseness within the body, within the auric field. And then over the coming few days, this is about clearing those and clearing and activating these higher chakras, okay? So by sitting in your heart and say, this is the thing, this is important, like at this time here, is to have a real good daily practice, okay? Real daily practice. Here I've got a cold sore. That's because I've been ill. That's because I've been clearing. I've been doing the cayenne pepper, and I've been clearing my energy system, so it's really digging stuff out. You know, it clears all the joints, everything like that. So, and this is really really important to understand that, you know, the whole of humanity is going through a clearing process at the moment. This is why things are so, you know, the way they are. But, you know, from, you know, the deliberate happiness side of things, and everything's got, you know, every cloud's got that silver lining, you know, actually it's more like every cloud is that silver lining, if that makes sense. You know, being in that default setting and allowing these processes to take place and to deliberately clear your energy field and go have a morning practice such as a meditation helps clear this away. You know, taking shoes, socks off and walking out on the earth, you know, that clearing and cleansing is beautiful. You know that really, I mean, super helps to clear any energies. And also there's other things you can do by listening to positive music and just generally keeping your vibration or keeping your mood in a higher energy. Not about dancing, you know, you can do that, but it's on about just keeping that real positivity about yourself, and in particular, you know, with that deliberate happiness. So anyway, what's in the box will be revealed on Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, this is about intuition, not guessing. Some people see, sense and feel, or just know, okay? But obviously it's about the identification of the ego when it's coming in. And also when you're doing the deliberate happiness, then deliberate happiness is the same thing, okay? Because you get to see every time this emotion or emotions come up to you. If you decide to do the deliberate happiness, then you'll see exactly where your emotions are coming from. You start to learn and identify what's actually happening, and realizing that actually these responses we have are not something that happens to us. They are something that we identify with. Okay, it's a little bit different. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day and a lovely weekend. And you know, the invitation is to do some energy clearing, you know, meditation, connect to the earth, and set that intention to be, you know, deliberately happy. Okay, bless you. Take care.